Welcome to this unboxing of Trudvang Legends, the second wave. Today we are going to look at Westmark, and again, just the artwork on these boxes is just something out of this world. It's just fantastic. It is superb. LeMonde have done an outstanding job. This is the second wave, as I said, for the Trudvang Legends Kickstarter, and they have spent a lot of time and invested a lot in this campaign, which is good to see. Again, I would prefer to see something of this quality come later, maybe in two waves. Not normally a big fan of two waves, but I prefer to see something of this quality come in two waves if it means a better game and a better product. Let's look at the sides, the artwork on the sides, and as I go around, we can see they're essentially the same on all sides. As often they do have the artwork on its side like this, so you can just put it on the bookshelf that way. Or if I flip it around, they have the artwork and the name like that, so you can put it in more of that book style, book pose, up and down in your game's shelf. So let's open this up. We've seen just briefly some of the models as I've been flipping it around and some of the other components which are in this box, but let's open it up. Let's see what's in here. That's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. So I'm just having a bit of trouble with some glare. There we go. Oops. Hopefully I'm getting it in correctly without cutting too much of the cardboard. It just sounded a little bit too much like cardboard being cut through for that side. And as you know, I do like to just take that plastic off the back. That one didn't quite work as I would have liked, so I'll throw that off to one side. Here's the reason I think it maybe sounded a bit funny, and that is because we have this floating piece of paper on the back. Is there a difference between the two? So if I just slide this over here and put this one next to it, doesn't seem to be a great deal of difference that I can see on the two, except, no, I do see a difference now. The components on this piece of paper, say 17 plastic figures, one mat board, 3 sheets, 175 cards, 14 tokens. I'll bring them up closer so you can see them side by side. You can clearly see the differences in the components that they have there. Actually, no, the components, they just, on the actual box, they've just listed that we have 6 heroes and 11 enemies and adventure sheets, which are there also. So that seems to be, I think, the only difference. So I'm not too sure why they did that. It's a little bit weird that they would do that way. Otherwise, it does seem to all be the same on both of those. Anyway, let's flip this over, and because of the way this plastic, I think I cut it, maybe not them, that's not going to stay on very long the way I tend to like it to. So I'll put this one actually over this side. And we have in here a punch board, as we did in the previous one, which I've posted recently. That was Lost Stories. And that's what the back of, whoops, I'll put it this way, the back of the punch board looks like that. Let's flip it around so you can see it's color down the bottom and color on that side. We flip it over, we have different things going on in the back there and some black and white going on the back there. We have the Book of Sagas and Rules for this Westmark. Very much like the other one, if you've looked at that one that we've seen. So opening it up, I expect it to be pretty similar, and it doesn't disappoint. It's a nice layout, nice pictures. We have there the campaigns and the Westmark region expansion. We have the different stories that we have in this. So we have the introduction here, and I'll just flick through that briefly so you can see it in general. And there is a lot going on in here, and they have done a very decent job with this storyline, I think. You can see some nice color photos in there as we go through. Page 46, and a nice picture on the back there as well. So 46 pages for that one. We have here an adventure sheet. And if I can open, nope, the adventure sheet, I thought it was stuck to that card. It isn't. So let's open this up. Spoiler alert, we are going to see, as I said before, we are going to see everything that is going on in this box. So you may want to scrub through the pictures as you might collect the little bar, the video bar, to scroll through the video quicker, and you'll be able to see what you want to see. Let's flip this around. So we have adventure sheet W1, W obviously for Westmark. There's adventure sheet W1, and I'll just move that slowly-ish. You can pause that maybe and read some of the things if you want to. That is a nice thick card, I can tell you that. I'm feeling like I've got two. I thought I had a couple of sheets, that's why it felt extra thick. There's adventure sheet W2. So again, I'll just slowly go through that, and you can either hopefully read it because it won't be scrolling too fast, or you can pause it and it won't be too blurry on the pause. So that's that first sheet. We have the back side of the first sheet. So we have W3 here, adventure sheet W3. Again, I'll just slowly scroll through that so you can get a good feel for what is on this sheet. As we go down to L is the last one, and I'll flip it over. Sheet W4, so that's the reverse of this second card. So quite a few different things. We've got some elites, some bosses, or something that says nothing here as well. A dead end, an animated corpse. So that's that one over there. And this final one, now, if you remember, well, I remember the Lost Stories, we did have 3 bits of card, but on the reverse of the third one was nothing. Let's go through this side and see if there's nothing or something on the reverse side of this sheet of cardboard. And there's JKL. Flipping it over, yeah, nothing. Okay, so a little bit of a scratch there. I'm not too sure how that came about. Let's open up this board, see what we have here. Look at this. I remember this from the original game. I'll just put it that way so you can sort of more or less see all of it on the screen at once. I'll bring it up close as I stand to one side. You'll probably hear that in the audio. And we'll just go down. You can see there are slots for cards to be slotted in there as you explore the land of Westmark. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different exploration places there for Westmark. Black on both the other sides as well. A little bit of, I don't know if you can see that in the light just there. Something's going on there. Just, it's not too bad. I like perfection. I think a lot of us do when we're going for these completionist sort of strategies in our board games, and Trudvang Legends is one of those completionist strategies I think a lot of people will be making. So there are our heroes in grey, what we play, and it looks like the bosses, the enemies that we will fight in the brown, which is a fairly stock standard thing that we've seen in the Trudvang Legends universe. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do this. So I think what I'm going to have to do is move this box out the way, put that down, just noting that we have a box here. We have something for some cards to go in there. We have a set of cards here. I'm going to take them out, put them up the top there. I'm going to take this set of cards out, which are the story cards as well. We are going to go through them, checking there's nothing underneath there, and there isn't. That's just that bit fell out. But I will take that out because what I want to do is flip that over so we can see right there what the models are as we take them out and we take a closer look at them. So I'm going to put that over to that side, make it easier for me. Again, I'll just note with this, as with the other box, we've got these little indentations that you can see, and that's to hold the models in place. I do like that idea. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it whenever I see it. I hope a lot more companies that do make minis like this, put them in the trays, and they have these little holes in there to help hold them down so they don't move about. You can see I'm wiggling that around and then not moving in there because of those very detailed, well thought out, well executed depth of holes that are there. Let's take that clear plastic off. I can't do that just yet because, again, they have thought of everything, and they put some sticky tape down the sides to make sure it's not going to unduly come undone. So I have to be careful as I put this knife through, making sure I don't nick myself in the process. And do they have it down the other sides? I don't think they do. It just feels quite firm, and quite firm is a good thing for holding minis in place. Let's go through these. Let's look at them. Let's find out which is which. And first of all, we have SIG that we see there in this model. And I'm going to just zoom in a fraction because that just makes the models a little bit clearer as I hold them, helps it to zoom in on them so that you can see them as well. So there is SIG, and I'll put it against my lighter or pinky color skin there. So you can see the detail on SIG, and again, like all the other models, a lot of nice detail ready for painting. Let's put SIG back, take out the next one, which is L'Oreal. You can see L'Oreal there. And we'll just show L'Oreal. There's L'Oreal. Good amount of detail on the cloak. Looks a bit clericish. Has a staff, a sword on a staff, spear, sorry, getting my words lost in my head, and a nice fur coat flowing down L'Oreal's back. Let's go to this third one now, zigzagging down this list, and we have Lagertha. You can see Lagertha there. Let's have a look at Lagertha. As I'll just put Lagertha like this at the moment. Lagertha looks like it has a hunting bird, maybe a hawk, maybe a falcon. And that's a nice model for Lagertha. We'll go down this one now, noting we have the one to its right and below it still to go. And we are looking at Dida maybe, I'm not too sure. So there is Dida coming into focus there, and a nice, is that a halberd? I'm not too sure. Really must get up to date on what all these weapons are called, but that is a nice looking figure. Again, I'll go to the right of Dida, pull out the box again, and now we're looking at Njord. So there's Njord. Let's get Njord in focus. We can see Njord. And we did see on another model a staff like that with those two ends. I think on the other model we saw in the other pack, which was the Lost Stories, it was open slightly at both ends, but I'm not too sure. So you might want to go back, again, maybe write in the comments. Look at that fur coat. Write in the comments if I'm correct or incorrect in that way that I remember it. And finally, for the heroes, we have a bard of sorts, and there we have the Omen Speaker, or just Omen Speaker. So looking at Omen Speaker, there we have Omen Speaker with a lyre or a harp of some sort, and a nice flowing beard, a cape going down the back of Omen Speaker as well. So that finishes off the heroes. Let's look at these now, these models. So we have these Galtiers that are here, and we have 4 of them. I'll just show 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll only take one of those out at the moment. I'll check them all later to make sure that they're all fine, but I suspect they're pretty much all identical. They look all identical just looking at them quickly in the box. The next set, we have 4 of these models, and again, they all look identical. So they are the tunnel hogs that are there, tunnel hogs. There's the tunnel hog, so the hog, bit of a boar theme going on there with the tusks. Quite a good, imposing tunnel hog miniature figurine. Okay, let's go down onto this bottom one here. And we have Logutchen. Again, apologies for my pronunciation, or maybe in particular my mispronunciation of these. But again, look at the detail on that model, the thought into the pose, what it's going to look like. It's going to look very different to a lot of the other monsters that we have to encounter. We have here also Grendel. So there's Grendel there, a larger model, a little bit heavier, a nice size though for a mini. I'll call this a slightly bigger mini and a half maybe. And again, with this, I'm going to call it a Nordic theme. A lot of this fur cape flowing going on. Actually, can I see what's in the hands there? I can't quite see if there's anything in the hands, just maybe some skulls underneath the hand. I'm not too sure. And the final mini that we have here is Logajotun. So that's coming out of the ground. So we've got two Logajotons, you can see there. This one's sort of in the ground. So I don't know if anyone speaks the language which this is. If you could let me know what Logajotun means. It might mean an earth creature for all I know, as it's coming out of the ground. But we've got this one here as well, this rather large one. So looking at this large one, if I can get that to focus a bit better. Where's that going to focus nicely? Just there's, no, it's not going to want to play nicely. That's not too bad for focus. We'll bring that around. It is going to go in and out of focus quite a bit. I apologize for that. I will put my hand behind it just to help. And that is on some sort of log that we can see down the bottom there. Some serpent wound around it. I can see the detail on the head there as well. Some scales which will come up nicely with dry brushing and other effects as well. So those are all the minis and models that we get in this box, this expansion for Trudvang Legends, which is Westmark. Now we are going to go through the cards just as we have done before. So looking at the heroes that we can play, we have Dida. Here is the first one that's going to be our first cab off the rank, so to speak. I can just get that knife in nicely. I didn't sharpen it up, which I was going to do after piercing myself with the openings that I did yesterday, and they are due to be released tomorrow night, as at the time that this is being videoed. So this will come after, so it will already be released by the time that you see this video. Just a little bit of continuity error there, but I thought I'd explain that for everyone who's playing along at home. So Dida has these feats: Blunt Strike 1, Honor 1, Embattle 1, Chain Hit 1, Blunt Strike 2, Honor 2, Embattle 2, Chain Hit 2, Legendary Blunt Strike, Legendary Honor, Legendary Embattle, and Legendary Chain Hit. Let's look at Lagertha next. There's Lagertha with the hunting bird. And if I can just get that in where it's raised a little bit, that would be nice. And I've done that successfully. So there is Lagertha and the reverse side of Lagertha. Lagertha's feats are Restoration 1, Inquisition 1, Relief 1, Companionship 1, Restoration 2, Inquisition 2, Relief 2, Companionship 1, Legendary Restoration, Legendary Inquisition, Legendary Relief, and Legendary Companionship. Okay, I'll put them this way. This is the order that they've come out of the box. Njord is next. Slip the knife in there to start opening up the shrink wrap that is around Njord's deck of cards. There is Njord on that side and on the reverse side. Again, you can pause and read and look at it as you want. Foresight Aid 1 is the first feat for Njord. Complete Aid 1, Grace 1, Cleanse 1, Foresight Aid 2, Complete Aid 2, Grace 2, Cleanse 2, Legendary Foresight Aid, Legendary Complete Aid, Legendary Grace, and Legendary Cleanse. Looking at our next one is the Omen Speaker. Remember, Omen Speaker had that, what looked like some sort of harp that they played along the lines of a bard. There we go, that goes through there. My knife is getting blunter, which is worrying me a little bit because it might slip as I try and force it through the shrink wrap and accidentally cut into the card as well. There's Omen Speaker both sides. Omen Speaker's feats are Improvised Sonata 1, Fear Song 1, Empathy 1, Enthrall 1, Improvised Sonata 2, Fear Song 2, Empathy 2, Enthrall 2, Legendary Improvised Sonata, Legendary Fear Song, Legendary Empathy, and Legendary Enthrall. Luriel will be the next one we will open. It's a bit of a thicker pack here, which makes it easier to cut open. So a few more feats for Luriel. You can see there all the feats. So Luriel, let's look at both sides of Luriel. There we have both sides. And her feats are Iteration 1, Ease 1, Lead Up 1, Grand Defense 1, Iteration 2, Ease 2, Lead Up 2, Grand Defense 2, Legendary Iteration, Legendary Ease, Legendary Lead Up, Legendary Grand Defense, Sentinel's Spear, Thrust 1. Oh, do you have 2 thrust ones? That's interesting. They look identical other than the fact that there's a plus on this one and not on that one. So that is interesting indeed, which is possibly why this pack is thicker. We have Steadiness 1, and again we have a plus down there but not on that one. We have Thrust 2, again with that bottom right hand difference. We have Steadiness 2 with that difference. Ultimate Skill Set, Ultimate Whirlwind, Legendary Thrust, and again Legendary Thrust with that difference down the bottom right. Legendary Steadiness, and again with the difference down the bottom there for Legendary Steadiness. So that's why Luriel's deck is a bit thicker than the other decks of the other heroes. Finally, we have Sieg, and even thicker is Sieg's deck. So I expect something a little bit similar coming from Sieg, having multiple iterations of the feats, maybe with that plus difference down the bottom right hand side also. So here we have Sieg on that side and the reverse side, so you can see both sides of Sieg. We have Selection 1, Hex's Wall 1, Dark Light 1, Dark Power 1, Selection 2, Hex's Wall 2, Dark Light 2, Dark Power 2, Legendary Selection, Legendary Hex's Wall, Legendary Dark Light, Legendary Dark Power, Warlock's Staff, Hexes, this is interesting, that's blank, Immolation 1, the second Immolation that we referred to at the beginning, Bloodspawn 1 and its repeat, Immolation 2 and its repeat, Bloodspawn 2 and its repeat again. The repeats don't have the plus symbol down the bottom. Ultimate Mutation, Ultimate Battle Cry, Legendary Immolation, another one, Legendary Bloodspawn with its duplicate there without the plus. We have some different cards now, so these are different. So all of these are SIG's cards. They have SIG's little half moon label up the top there. So I'm going to put SIG's card down. We're going to look at the rest of the cards that just came in this deck. So we have Eldrass, City of Edron. So this is a starting location in Westmark. We have the City of Amaria, another starting location. City of Ervidor, that's a starting location. City of Byzantine, starting location in Westmark. Now we have Songs of Heroes, which is an event. Old Runestone, which is also an event. Falling Rocks, another event. Fugitive Cattle, an event. Orchard, another event. And just to save time, yes, the rest of these are events, so I won't turn them over. Evil Gathering, Island of Fallen Heroes, Island of Sweet Fruits, Enemy Forces, and another Enemy Forces, so they are identical there. And that completes that deck, which included SIG's cards. So finally, we're going to be looking at these story cards for Westmark, obviously identified WM001, and they'll be numbered through to whatever the last card's number is. Also, I'm going to cut down that way so I don't have to go over the corner of these cards and potentially stuff it up. So, big spoiler alert, but if you stayed with me this far, I think you're probably like me and you're not going to remember a lot of these cards or their writings, other than the fact that they'll have text on them. Some will be weapons, some will be bosses, some will be all sorts of different things. I can see a couple of special cards in there though, which was WM004. So 004 and 39 had two sides to them. So I might start by separating those so I can flip the last one. Here's number 1, Mighty Stomach. Number 2, Tension Rising. Number 3, The Sharp. And number 4, so it's upside down for a reason, Ilding's Raid on that side, and oh, it's an event. There we go. That's why WN004 looks like that, because it's an event. Let's go through some of the rest. So 005, we are going to go through all the rest. I just picked up some is what I meant. Wart-Handed. 6 is Silverport. Nice picture there. I'm just going to bring that picture up closer so you can see it and appreciate that picture for what it is. 7, look, the artwork on here is great, and I think that's probably what took a lot of time to get this second wave out, and I'm not going to cry foul for that. It's definitely worth the wait. Darkness Secret Name was 7. 8 is Oslag. 9 is Dragon Singer. 10 is Pious. 11 is Oslag. Had Oslag already. 12, The Boar Lord. 13, Grunts in the Night. 14, Grendel. 15, Wayfarer, 16, Galtia, 17, Mighty Beast Rider, 18, Cupbearer, 19, Waltz Statue, 20, The Great Apple Hunt, 21 is a Troll, 22, The Missing Cup, 23, Scarred, 24, Betrayer of Friends, 25, Baldur's Debt, 26, Bittersweet Friend, 27 is Black Rope, an item, 28 is Terror of Dragons, 29 is Thieves in the House, 30, King of Throneland, and 31, Gertrude. There's Gertrude there, a companion. Okay, the last set of cards we're going to go through. So 32 is another Troll, 33, Birch Spear, an item, 34, Glupiap, some sort of, oh, it says personality there. Is there that personality right in the middle there of some serpent? That is interesting. I wonder what that's all about. 35, Vintner Burned. What is a Vintner? Can someone tell me what Vintner is? 36, Dragon Horde, 37, Giant Beater, 38 is a Boar Belt, 39, I'm going to say this is an event, given 4 was, and it was upside down also. There we have Viran Marauders, and turning it over, yes, we have an event. 40, Dragon Blood Vial, 41, Crown Apple. I do remember seeing a Crown Apple on the very back of these this set. 42, Tunnel Hog. We've seen them as our minis. 43, Grendel. I think that was a mini as well. 44, Glupiap. I think we've had that one already. 45, another Glupiap. Just quickly interested to see if there's any differences. There is differences between these two Glupiaps. That is interesting. On to 46, Dragon's Hunger. 47 is the Forest Troll. 48 is Logutchen, the one that's coming out of the ground. 49 is the Drogo. I've seen that. We saw that in the Lost Stories expansion that we went through. Number 50 is the Island of Ambition, Vilor Sea. So it says place one card maybe in this and each adjacent region. And 51, Island of Restoration, South Vilor Sea. Our final card, 52, is the other Crown Apple that I alluded to just a few cards ago. So that completes all the story cards as well, and that also then completes everything that's in this box. Trudvang Legends Westmark that we see there. I'll put the book on top of there. If you've played it or looking forward to playing it, if you like this for any reason, please let me know in the comments section. I always appreciate that. And as usual, please subscribe. That really helps me out. I really don't ask for anything else from you guys. I enjoy this and hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. As always, enjoy your gaming. My name is LeMonde, signing off.